Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Our session today, we're gonna continue our poem "Daffodils" by William Wordsworth. The stanza is stanza number 3. We will read it together. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet couldn't but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. Okay, here the paraphrase of the third stanza. Seeing this, the waves of the lake accompanied him dancing along with these daffodils, but their lustrous dance was in no way comparable to the delight and the gaiety of the flowers. The poet seems to have frenzied with an ecstasy of delight. He realized that a poet who was susceptible to natural glaze couldn't help but feel happy in presence of such gay and beautiful flowers. He gazed at them, hardly knowing what enormous treasure he was accumulating in his mind. Here we have our figure of speech of the third stanza. Number 1, personification. As we said before, personification is to compare something, an object or a plant, to human beings. Now the waves beside them danced. The poet gives the waves the image of people who can dance. Number 2, the sound in the poem or the music. Number 1, alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of the same letter. Here, what and with. The repetition of the letter W or wow is repeated to give music to appeal our sense of hearing. Stanza number 4. Let's read it together. For oft when on my couch I lay, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon the inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then in my heart with pleasure fills, and dances with the daffodils. That vista was impregnated in the poet's mind for an everlasting time. In the future, when the poet lies down on his couch, either in a lonely or a pensive mood, the entire panorama that he saw in the woods beyond the Gau Barrow Park appeared before his mind's eye in solitude. When his mind is unrestrained by disturbing elements of the real world, he revives the memories of the daffodils. When the memory of that sight comes into view of the poet, he was able to drive ecstatic pleasure which he had enjoyed actually. Now we have our figures of speech for the last stanza, which is number 4, personification and dancing with the daffodils. The poet gives heart the image of a person who can dance. Number 2, the sound devises. Number 1, contrast, a vacant or a pensive. Number 2, alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of the same letter. Dances in daffodils, the sound da is repeated to give music to appeal our sense of hearing. Now, thank you for listening, and our homework for this session is on page 91, exercise or question number 1 and 2 and 3. Thank you.